Richie Antipuna Show. With me, Heather Barton. Now here's Richie.
Each year, the Census Bureau sends questionnaires to 3 million Americans. Metropolis did their own analysis of what neighborhoods in Philly changed the most in the last 10 years. For better or for worse, this is what they found. The city continues to lose jobs, down 47,000 since 2000. There are more abandoned houses on Germantown Ave in Nicetown and empty stores and on stretches of Stanton Ave. Grays Ferry came under the greatest stress due to the drop in income, number of homeowners, and population. In the Schuylkill Southwest, Center City, also known as SoSo, made out the best with home values going up 386%.
Wow.
In the lower Northeast, Oxford Circle has gone from a Jewish Catholic middle-class neighborhood to one of a younger, poor, and with a high concentration of blacks, Asian, and Latinos.
They say that as if that's a bad thing.
I don't know.
Jewish Catholics to black Latinos and Asians is
I
a
didn't
bad
write
thing?
it, you did. You're the
No,
writer.
no, this is what was in Metropolis. But what does that mean? What are they trying to say?
I don't
It
know.
makes it a bad neighborhood now?
Though crime data was not included in this analysis, the police district that includes Frankfurt now has the highest crime rate in the city.
Damn, Kensington's doing pretty good.
Well,
huh?
I'm going to tell you why. That's one of the biggest police districts because they cover the 2nd and the 15th. So it's like they cover the whole Northeast. So it's like one of the biggest districts. Cedar Brook, East Mount Airy, West Oak Lane were the worst. Others going down are Grays Ferry, Frankfurt, Tioga Nicetown, and Allegheny West, which is our old neighborhood, I guess. Allegheny West they call it now. It is due to the fact that incomes of working and middle class people were stuck. With that, they fell behind. Their income couldn't keep up with inflation. They lost their jobs. The banks foreclosed on a lot of homes. But on the plus side, the population of the city appears to have risen a bit. Crime is down, the value of homes rose, and there are signs of renewal along Frankfurt Ave in Kensington.
Yes, I see we got a good thing out of that.
Yeah, so now people won't be able to afford their taxes and they'll get pushed down. It's called gentrification.
I don't mean that. I'm just saying finally there was an article written about Kensington and
it wasn't
anything bad.
Well, I don't think it's good.
You're just a
Pushing out
pessimist
our
anyway,
people.
so.
Pushing out our people.
Nobody really cares what you think. Anyway, in Kensington, on the downside, there was a lot of crime on Valentine's Day. And after reading all the different crimes that happened in a row, it seems like it might have been the same person.
See, but it might have been because of the economy, how it is. Maybe there was a lot of crimes because guys couldn't afford to get good gifts for their girlfriends or wives.
Right, maybe. But
Well,
I
that's
think this
why-
was one, if you look at the way it goes, so it started on the 2800 block of Salmon Street. There was $200 worth of stuff taken from a car at 7:02 in the morning. And then at 8:01 at the 2700 block of Auburn, which is basically around the corner,
Right, yeah.
there was another car robbed of over 200 bucks of stuff.
Why are they leaving all this money in their cars?
Well, I don't think it was money, it was like that they left in their car.
Worth of sorry.
And then another car was hit on Gall, the 3200 block of Gall Street at 8:21. So it's like all right in a row. Like
Well,
he's working
Fort
his way
Richmond, yeah.
across, right? And then 11:21, a retail store was hit on the 3300 block of Aramingo. So he went up Aramingo probably and figured, oh, I'll get some stores. It was $50
What, are you
and
going to lead them
$200.
right to my house?
Yeah. And then at 12:37, there was another place. It was a building. It didn't say what at the 2100 block of Orleans. So he had to backtrack. I guess he was.
It was probably London Wreath.
I used to work there. I was the only girl. 15 guys. I was the only girl at work.
But see, to avoid all this controversy on Valentine's Day, what I did was I just gave my wife 2 gifts. I gave her the 1 gift, and she didn't open it. Then I gave her second gift. I said, "This in case you don't like the first gift."
What was
You know
it?
what the second gift was?
An airplane.
No, it was a dildo, because I said, if you don't like the first gift, you can go yourself.
Best gift. That is the best gift. I give them out myself for Christmas and stuff. Yeah, that's a good gift. I didn't get nothing.
See, if everybody
But,
had that attitude, they wouldn't be out robbing to get Girlfriend
True.
alive.
And then another store was hit like shortly after that on the 3400 block. So he had a whole day of fun. I hope she got something good.
Philly cops had a shootout with 3 masked men last week at a CVS on the 8500 block of Frankfurt Avenue in Holmesburg. No one was hurt, but police think one of the suspects was hit. 3 men entered the store, pulled guns, and demanded that they open the safe and stuff a trash bag with prescription drugs.
Ooh, drugs.
Then they started shooting at a rear drive-up window. The cops came, seen the robbers climbing out the back window into the driveway, and one of the guys pointed a gun at the cops. 3 cops shot at them, and evidence recovered indicates that at least one of the suspects also fired a gun.
So they don't even know for sure if they fired and they shot back. Are they allowed to do that?
Nah, that's what they do. Police investigators have been searching area hospitals for wounded patients. The first suspect is described as a white in his 30s, about 5 foot 6 inches tall and stocky. He wore a dark mask and a black jacket and carried a gun.
Sounds like you.
Second suspect is white in his late 30s or early 40s and about 6 foot tall. He wore a light tan mask, black pants, and black jacket. He had a large nose and carried a BB gun.
A large nose?
Yes.
Wow, that's a good description.
Third suspect is white and in his 30s. He wore a ski mask, acid wash blue jeans, white sneakers, and 3/4 length black leather jacket. I think he's trying to bring back the 80s
Yeah,
look.
he's stuck in the 80s.
Wow. That might be a good match for you.
Yeah, you're so cute.
It is not known if he carried a weapon. Call Northeast detectives at 215-686-3153 to report information about the crime.
Oh, no reward money for that. There may be a shooting suspect hiding in the Northeast. Homicide detectives and the U.S. Marshal Service are asking for the public's help in finding a 20-year-old Marvin Hill. He is wanted for allegedly shooting and killing 19-year-old Stacy Sharp on the 1300 block of West Cumberland Street on January 7th of 2010 at about 6:30. His last known address was on the 1200 block of Firth Street, a short distance from the shooting scene. Witnesses helped police identify Hill as the shooter. Although they still don't know why he did it, the investigators recently got information that Hill may be staying in the area of Ron and the Boulevard. So if you live there, you might want to look for him. He has a $ tattoo on his neck and 2 tattoos on his upper chest that show hands with the middle fingers up. And he has tattoos on his forearms too, so check out for that. There's a $1,000 reward, so call 686-3068 if you have any tips on that, and you can get y'all money.
Or just wait till it goes up to like 100,000 and then call him.
They ain't gonna get 100,000 for a guy like that. He didn't kill anybody important, probably.
All
So.
right.
Surprised
Anyway,
they even mentioned the guy's name who he
yeah.
killed.
It was a girl, right? Jamie?
No, it was a guy,
Stacy.
Stacy, but that's also a guy's name.
All right. Well, the Philadelphia Police Department has released new details about a crash involving a patrol vehicle and a civilian car in Tacony on February 7th. 2 police officers and a 21-year-old man were hospitalized after they crashed at about 2:45 a.m. on Torresdale and Princeton. Officers were traveling north on Torresdale in a marked Chevy Impala with emergency lights and siren on, which I doubt,
Yeah.
when they struck the vehicle in the front passenger side. And he was going eastbound with a 2003 Ford Crown Victoria. The police have not released the names of the officers or the civilian, all of whom were taken to ARIA Hospital, the old Frankfurt Torresdale hospital, for treatment and release. At the time of the crash, the police officers were responding to a police radio report of a person with a gun. Isn't that always the case?
Yeah.
Information initially reported to the Northeast Times by multiple police sources indicated that the civilian vehicle had struck the side of the police vehicle. See how they flipped that?
Yeah. I've seen that happen.
No criminal charges have been filed in connection with the crash.
No apology?
I don't give a fuck. I'm on the other guy's side, on the civilian side.
That's what I'm saying. The cop, they didn't apologize. Because they gave the wrong information. They were saying
Well, that's
that
why
those
it's all
guys hit
covered up
them.
and nobody's names were given, because they know
They're
it
going
was
to
the
get
cops'
money?
fault. It was the cops' fault.
They get paid for that?
It's a cover-up. So you've been having problems with a sort of a stalker calling your phone, leaving messages and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. Stalker of the week, it's pretty typical. There's a new stalker alert, and I want to share you a recent voice message that I received from a very passionate fan.
You have a fan.
Well, I would like to think that she's
I
a
have
fan.
ceiling fans.
No, this is a different type of fan. So why don't we show the video and come back?
All right.
Hello, this is Christine Pearson. I politely asked you, Heather Barton, if you would please stop calling my boyfriend late at night and leaving messages saying, "Hi, it's me. I was hooking you up late night and your girlfriend's sleeping." I think it's very, very disrespectful. And the messages she just wrote me, that are disgusting. I don't know how old you are, but I know I'm younger than you, and those messages are disgusting, especially for a woman who's a mother and has children. You are disgusting. I know already that you want to fight me. I have it in the proof of your messages, and Dan already told me multiple times. And I also have police involved in this, and you can come try to do whatever you want to me, but you are a disgusting pig, and the things you wrote are foul. They are very, very foul. That is so disgusting. I would never say something like that to you as a mother. You are a disgusting pig for saying that to me. You are a disgusting pig.
Stop calling it back. He's Wow, that was an interesting video, man. What's your response to that? Well, first of all, is there any truth to that? You stealing my man?
Well, you know me. Always,
You
know. My mother says the same thing. Well, I would just like to respond to you, Christine, by saying that if you weren't such an insecure, weird-looking, jealous, moronic drunk, maybe your man wouldn't be calling me. I find it amusing that you're so threatened by my relationship with your so-called man. My advice to you, go to AA, take a self-esteem class, and for God's sake, do something with that voice. Dan, call me.
The Richie Antipuna Show does not have any affiliation with this or is not opinionated about this.
Yeah, it's all me. All right. Look who we ran into on the way into the studio.
Yeah, we picked him up over the Crazy Leprechaun. What's he doing over there? It's Crazy Leprechaun.
Having a few breakfast cocktails.
Breakfast cocktail.
Bloody Mary with 2 shots of Stoli.
Sounds good.
Well, for those of you who do not know who this man is, introduce yourself and let them know.
I go by the name of the Detonator, DJ Too Tough, of the world famous Philly hip hop rap super group Tough Crew.
That's a long name. How do you
Yeah.
fit that on your license?
So what have you been up to, man? I've seen a lot of articles in the paper and stuff about your health problem and.
Yeah, well, we're working on a new cancer benefit called Light of Life Foundation. About 7-8 months ago, I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. They removed my thyroid. So, it's been a little bit of a health issue that we've been dealing with, but through the graciousness of Philly hip hop artists and men like yourself and women like yourself, I'm happy to be here and just talk a little bit about the upcoming shows that we've been putting together that will be coming up recently.
Where at?
Undisclosed locations as of yet, since my manager's put me on a no talk.
On a wait list.
I'm allowed to know then. Tell me.
But at any rate, is there a possibility that the whole group will get back together and do another show like they did over at Patty Wax? You did that. That was successful.
Actually, we do have a European tour planned. Paris, Germany, Amsterdam, Bremerhaven. That's Paris, Germany, Amsterdam, Cardiff, Wales, and Barcelona, Spain. So
Really?
yeah. And
So if you're going on vacation in any of them spots, that's where you'll catch them.
Wow. Is it a bus tour? You travel
definitely
by
not a
bus?
bus tour. Once we get there, I don't know. Hopefully, it'll be by a lightning train.
Wow.
Cool.
I want to go. Can I go?
Sure, you can go.
Okay.
So if anybody doesn't know, like what were your like famous songs and stuff like that? What were the chart toppers?
Chart topper. Well, sometimes they call us a one-hit wonder, but I believe that it's better to have been a one-hit wonder than I had never have been there at all. So I'm sure you guys remember the showstopper, My Part of Town, which was obviously a Kensington favorite. Yeah. Rock On, Acknowledge My Song, Bring Your Posse Along. I grew up around 4th and Girard, so we have ties, historical links dating as far back as 1986 from Girard Avenue, Hancock Playground, all the way up to 5th and Lehigh, 7th and Hunting Park, 6th and Pike. So, I've basically been all through the hood on my mixtape grind before Kid Capri.
Well, you guys are doing pretty good, so what happened? Why'd it fall apart?
Nothing fell apart. I mean, life comes into existence. Children are born, probation is violated. You know, things happen in life, and you just need to trudge through the mud and keep a pair of high boots on.
So, how long were you in?
Well, you have hip waivers.
I'm probably the only hip hop star who's been on 4 years probation for over 10 years.
Oh,
that's
so
a
you beat
crock. That's
50
horrible.
Cent?
Did I beat 50 cents?
him out?
Only because I didn't get shot 9 times. I got shot once.
Wow, that's good. You want to show your scars to the public?
Battle
Your-
Scars, Battle Scar
I got
Galactica.
boxer shorts on. It's above the equator.
You got shot
Yeah.
in the
It's always
They
good to
tweet
get
in the
shot
ass.
high up so you could show people and brag. Like,
That's only if you have tattoos, like the
Right.
gunshot wound and then and the tattoo.
right.
So you have something coming up March.
Yeah, March 5th we'll be doing an event with Kwame up in Mount Airy, West Oak Lane, Germantown, G-Town, my part of town. Not exactly sure of the venue yet, but it's definitely locked in. We'll keep you updated on that.
Cool.
So what's going on with the rest of the crew? What's up with everybody else?
Well, we'll start with the minimalist news on Tough Crew, and then we'll move up to the heartbreaker. Me, of course, I was just released from the House of Correction, where I was a bigger star in jail than probably I am on the Kensington Avenue. I was there for 11 months, diagnosed with thyroid cancer, went through the whole thing. Big ups to P.D. Crack, Meek Mills, Neef from Young Guns. We were all in there at the same time.
Oh, well.
So, you know, it was a House of Correction rap reunions, so to say. L.A. Kid just got married to one of the girls from La Trim. Remember that song back in the day? We like the cars that go boom, boom, boom. So, yeah, L.A. Kid married her. He's living in Indianapolis. Tone Love is somewhere in some soon-to-be-announced whereabouts, which is basically he's invisible at this point, living in Eagleville somewhere.
Okay.
And Ice Dog, yeah, always fun. Ice Dog, for those of you who don't know, is a Philadelphia police officer in the 25th district.
How did that
Well,
happen?
you
How
and
did
him
that
have a lot
happen?
in common, don't you?
That's like the Starsky and Hutch, the criminal, the cop and the criminal.
Oh, God.
So yeah, he's a Philadelphia police officer, which isn't always good for my mixtape sales when I go onto the corner and they ask if Ice Dog is on there, and I tell them yeah, and they're like, "Yo, he locked my boy up for shooting a video and being Somerset, and y'all used to do the same thing, then they away." So, you know that. I tend to have
know that guy.
three different mixtapes, one without Ice Dog and the other two with him on there, just in case I should run into a slight problem. Need all the $10 bills that I can gather. Yes, sir.
That's good.
So that's a Tough Crew update for now. Now check us out on the web, www.toughcrew.net. Also, you can check me out on Facebook, TOO_TUFF. And the Twitter account is, of course, www.twitter.com/DJ2Tough, all one word. Also, if for bookings or DJ social events, beat making, mixtape hosting, you can check me out at DJ2Tough, all one word again, at gmail.com.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for stopping by, Too Tough.
And maybe if you want to
Always a
stick
pleasure,
around,
my
you can
man.
see what we have this weekend for Community
Community
Corner.
Corner, maybe you
Coming
can.
up
All right.
next.
Heart is in effect, so I say buddy, study, think and learn, dig the move we made, stunning those that just can't be.
So Heather, what's going on with the Community Corner this week?
I want to address an issue that took place last week. The House of Representatives voted to bar Planned Parenthood from all federal funding for whatever purpose, and they have no purpose for doing this,
Oh,
I
they
guess,
just-
just to save money. And you know, I'm a big advocate for Planned Parenthood, so I wanted to
Right.
address this issue. So this is going to take away the funding for birth control, life-saving cancer screening, HIV testing, and other necessary services that they do provide for men too. It's the most dangerous legislative assault on women's health in our history, and we are the only ones that are able to stop it.
It's a war on the poor.
Yeah, definitely. So please just go to ppaction.org and sign. It's an open letter that they already wrote out for you. It's going to protest the decision and help to allow other legislative votes that are coming up in the near future to change their votes. And we can actually change the vote that already took place. So if there's enough people that go and sign this form, you just take you 1 minute to do it. Like put your name and address, and that's it. And it's
Just
sent.
sounds like a lot of hullabaloo to me.
I don't think so. I mean, Planned Parenthood offers a lot of services.
Not
they have,
Planned Parenthood, the legislative.
Oh, to stop the funding?
Right.
Yeah, because there's things they do. There's birth control services, emergency contraceptive, HIV testing, LGBT services, men's health services like pregnancy testing options and services, STD testing. People need. I mean, it's just a lot of it's a lot of resources that they have there. They offer for free, or whatever. You walk in off the street, you call, make an appointment, and they offer these services to people low income. And if they're not available, you're just going to see like teenage pregnancy skyrocket. You're going to see people,
It's
coming
going to go up
down
more
with
than it is already?
diseases more. Yeah, I mean that.
You
yes.
see, that was a bad trend that you started.
Teenage pregnancy.
Yeah, you
I started the
that.
trend.
Yes, you did.
I'm so sorry for that.
You're 38 years old. You got a 32-year-old son.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, you're my son, right? Anyway, you can call them at 1-800-230-PLAN if you have any questions about that. So, what do you got?
Well, the new Kensington Community Center offer home buyer workshops, weatherization education, and other forms of energy assistance, such as LIHEAP crisis, which is in danger of being cut right now. Also, LIHEAP.
I went there for my first house. I bought my first house through them, took the classes and everything. And
Did you ever thank
saved
them?
a lot of money. Yeah, actually.
Thank them again.
Thank you, in Kensington.
All right, financial literacy, personal budgeting, mentoring, and foreclosure prevention assistance. And they are always looking for volunteers.
Yeah.
And they're at 2515 Frankfurt Avenue. And you can give them a call at 215-427-0350.
That's the same number they had back then in
Right, but they got the
91.
nkdc.org website also.
That's a good organization. And the LIHEAP and the crisis, all that is really good stuff. So University of Penn is doing an HIV prevention research. They are 1 out of 14 facilities in the U.S. participating in the new study, seeking a safe and effective, affordable HIV vaccine, which would be amazing.
I hope I never have to worry about that.
Well, everybody should be vaccinated. If they come up with a vaccine, everybody should be vaccinated, whether they have sex or not. Even priests, everybody should be
Priests
vaccinated.
have sex. You've seen it in the news.
Oh, well, then, even you.
They're getting more ass than
You
people
should
out on the street,
You should
priests
be
right now.
vaccinated. They're seeking HIV-negative gay and bisexual men and transgender women between the age of 18 and 50. All volunteers are compensated for their time and travel. Remember, you cannot get HIV from the vaccine. So if that's
But
what you're
remember, when AIDS first came out back in the early 80s, they said, you can't get it from kissing, you can't get it from this,
thinking. Oh,
you
they
can't
know
get
how
it from
you
that.
can get it now. Come on.
Hey,
It's like 25,
that's why they
30
call it
years
a
later.
practice.
It's
They're all
not.
guinea
It's not
pigs.
right. They're not going to inject the actual virus
You
into
don't know.
people and give it to them that
You don't
way.
know, this world's overpopulated. I think they're trying to cut down some people.
Oh, it's
there.
all
I wouldn't get
conspiracy.
it.
And more than 30,000 people around the world have volunteered already in the study. So if you would like to participate in that, you can call 1-866-448-7366 or go to phillyvax.org. And you could also go to hopetakesaction.org. So hopefully there's a lot of people that are willing to sacrifice their time.
For their life.
Well, it'll be saving their life in the future if they're vaccinated.
Either way. Now, Kenzo Family Fun Day.
Woo!
Spring Garden has an indoor antique and vintage flea market.
Vintage?
Vintage.
Vintage.
Plenty of available parking from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's at 9th and Spring Garden. The number is 625-3532.
Yeah, because you're always worried about parking your airplane. Well, it's springtime in Paris at the 2011 International Philadelphia Flower Show at the Pennsylvania Convention Center. And I don't know why we didn't get press passes to go to that, because I would like to see it. It's Sunday, March 6th through Sunday, March 13th at 12th and Arch. More information, call 215-988-8899 or go to theflowershow.com.
Well, the Fleischer Art Memorial is having a day of outdoor art making for the family and a slew of savory food vendors. and the kiddies will enjoy it. And that's 10 to 4, and it's free. It's at
Free.
719
We all love free.
Catherine Street. The number is 215-922-3456. You can go to www.fleischer.org. They also have an art school that includes a teen lounge, after-school programs, adult workshops, tuition, blah, blah, blah. Go to the website. You can check all that out.
Well, that's it, folks. If you want to contact me or give us show ideas or hate mail or just say you can contact me at heather.therichyantipuna@gmail.com or Richie at richie.therichyantipuna@gmail.com.
Don't confuse them. Don't confuse them. You can see me any day of the week. I'm a K&A tapping my tin can on the curb. You know, just throwing me a couple coins. That's all. You can see me there anytime. You ain't got to go contact me through email. I'm always at K&A. And you can watch us at the Richie Antipuna Show.blip.tv or Kenzo News at Scrapple.tv. Thanks for watching.
Bye. Live,
Live,
love,
love,
laugh.
laugh. Live, love, laugh.
Rock on, acknowledge my song, bring my posse along to the party, could change the zone. From the heart is in effect, so I say buddy, study, think and learn, dig the move we made. Stunning those that just can't behave. Discipline, here's a hint, it flew from the crew and too tough. All up in you with the formula coming from me, cause no